Okay.
So we'll see here if I hit go live now.
We're learning here.
So yeah, I think it might just be behind as
Okay.
you're going. But
We'll see how this works. Anyway, I'm excited to be here and do some swatching with all of you, and we'll see how this works. We've had a little issues with our streaming software, so Steve's working through those issues. We've been in contact with our software company, and they've given us some tips on how to work around the issues we're having. So Steve's working on that right now to see if it will work. So we'll see if the workaround works. That's what we're learning right now. So, and while he's working on that end, I'm going to show you what I'm doing here, which is swatching the first brand. I have 27 sets. 27 sets of watercolor pencils that I need to swatch, and it comes into 862 pencils. Now that's a rough count of pencils, so we'll see. It may be a little bit more than 860 pencils, it may be a little bit less. We'll see when this all ends up. And my plan is to swatch them into this book alphabetically by brand type. So Artesa's up first because A for Arteza, and then we'll move into Brazil and then Caran d'Ache and so on and so forth. That's my method of madness here. And then hopefully when I film the epic battle of the watercolor pencils, I'll be able to quickly find them in the swatch book and reference them during that filming for all of you. So I'm swatching them right now into this book right here. This is Swatch Bliss Volume 1, and we have different kinds of swatch books if you're familiar or unfamiliar with our swatch book. Steve's getting the chat up here now so I can actually communicate with you. So this is Swatch Bliss Volume 1. Volume 1 has different, it has 60 swatches per page. Throughout the whole book. So it's more like a cataloging. That's why we call it swatching catalog. I like this book because I know every page has 60 swatch squares, and it's going to be perfect for this project where I have 860 pencils I need to swatch, so I can just flow them all in here and get them all in here. And then this book was printed on watercolor paper, which is perfect because we're doing watercolor pencils. So I'm going to swatch them dry and then be able to come back and activate them with water, and we'll be able to see them both ways, dry and wet. Good, we got lots of people coming in. Yay! Oh, we've got like 50 people here just randomly jumped in to say hi. Hello. So I've already swatched the first 3 of the Arteza set. And so this book is kind of reserved for all my watercolor type paints. Look how beautiful they are in here. So cool. So I left one blank page and moved forward, and I counted to make sure I had enough blank pages left to do all 860 pencils in. So I know we're good. So I can just sit down and swatch. And then this is my list right here of all the brands, everything from Arteza down to Xenicolor. A to Z. Isn't that crazy? And then this, just to give you guys, since you're here, all 48 of you, I'll give you a sneak peek. This is the chart we're going to be using for the battle of the watercolor pencils, the worksheet that I'll be doing. So every single brand, every group of pencils will be tested like on this page. It'll be printed onto watercolor paper, and every single brand will have a series of tests that I'll put them through, and then we'll compare them all. But one of the big things, like I said at the beginning, is I need to swatch all the sets so that when we say, okay, let's look at Arteza, I can show you this set has 120 colors. This is the range of the colors. See how beautiful they are. So I want to be able to give you that information. So if in the end you decide you want to buy Arteza, or maybe you're comparing Arteza to Faber-Castell, Albrecht, Durers, and you want to know what are the colors look like compared to the 2 brands, you'll be able to look at those swatches. That's my plan. Okay, let me look at the chat. All right, I'm just going to the bottom and I'll kind of look up. So Terry right away.
We only have about 25 minutes before we need to
Okay. I'm not going to get much swatching done. What we're going to do is do this in 2 parts, okay, you guys? So we'll talk and do a little bit of swatching right now, and then I'm going to have to jump off and go have dinner and get off our home internet for a few minutes while my son has a big competition. I'll explain that here in a minute. So then I'll come back after his online competition and I'll keep swatching. So you can watch for me to come back in a minute. Okay, I saw Terry Foster asked a question. How do you get the swatch book? If you look
I just put a link for her.
Okay, good. Follow that link. The swatch books are available at coloringbliss.com. We print them here with our own little print shop, and you can get them on watercolor paper, marker paper. They come in different forms. This is the cataloging version where it's 60 swatches per page, but we also have them in different configurations where they'll have 12 swatches per page. And what's the maximum number per page do we make? Is it 60?
150.
Oh, there's a lot of configurations. We even have one book that it's swatching into images, into pictures. So come and check out our website and you'll see all the cool things that are going on for swatch books. Yeah. I love that we can do it on different paper. I love that. So if you have water-friendly media that you've been wanting to swatch and see it on watercolor paper, you can do that. It's so cool. So that's why I'm swatching into this book specifically, because there's lots of squares and it's watercolor paper. All right. We've got Beth from Michigan. Hello. Let's see. Hi there, says Olga. Hello. I'm just going to say hi to a few people. Teresa's here. Hello. Terry says she loves that swatch book. Oh, if you are a swatcher like me, you need a good swatch book, and they just give you so much joy. Let's see. Jerry says, hi, I just happened to be sitting at my computer and got the notification. That's awesome. Lindsay says, hi, Steve and Jen, just received my Coloring Bliss sketchbook in the mail. Yay, that's some happy mail. Now you've got lots of stuff you can do, right? That's so cool. Let's see. Hello, all from Washington State. Tiffany is here. Very good. Okay. Sharon's here. Janine. Be a Bright Sparkle is here. I love that name. Michaela Brothers is here. Let's see. Thanks for all the great stuff you guys show us, says Olga. Hello from Vegas, Mary, and Virginia from Shelley. Hello, everybody. Okay, so I think I said hi to most everybody. So let me show you what I'm doing here. Like I said, I have only about 20 minutes to do some swatching right now, and then I'm going to take a break for dinner, and so that my son, who is awesome at gaming, he has a giant game he's in the middle, he's going to be participating in tonight for scholarship money. Isn't that exciting? If he wins this game tonight, he gets scholarship money. Doesn't that blow your mind? He plays games to win scholarship money. So I have to be off so that the full bandwidth of our house can go to him and his game. And then I'll come back after he hopefully wins his scholarship money. I'll come back and we'll keep swatching. So that's the plan. I'm in South Africa. How can I get it? Olga says. Steve, how? Oh, he's typing. He's typing to you, Olga, right now. Okay. Let's show you straight down what's going on here. There. Okay, so this is my book. I've got a couple things I want to show you. So if you do swatch like this, I'm putting this page right under the page I'm swatching on just to give a little rigidity as I'm coloring here. I've got my Micron PN pen. It's an archival ink pen, and it doesn't get activated when I hit this page with water. That's what I'm using to make the note of the color number underneath each swatch. I've written watercolor pencils across in really big bold, so as I flip through this book I'll be able to find where the watercolor pencils start. And then over here I noted which brand we're starting with, and I'm not going to write their color names down because we'll be here forever. I have 860 some odd pencils to swatch. So we got to do this quick, right? And then what I plan on doing is coloring dry half of the swatch, and then later I'll come back and activate about half of that and pull it across so we can see what it looks like wet. That's my plan. Okay, we've got someone here for the first time. I can't pronounce your name. Vigdis, I think, from Norway. That's so cool. Welcome. Okay, so I'm about to swatch number 075 right here, and we want to try some music. So that's the next factor here. We want to see if we can get some music going. I downloaded some royalty-free YouTube music for when we do live streams like this, when I'm just sitting here like coloring and swatching, and then we can have background relaxing like spa type music going, although some of it's not spa type music. So so this first set, we have 120 in this first Arteza set. Ooh, Steve got the music going. Okay, now the trick is it too loud? This is what I need you guys to tell me. Can you hear the music? Can you still hear me? We have no idea if this is going to work, so let us know. Do you even like the music I picked? It's just free YouTube music, so we don't know if it's going to be any good or not. So we had to pick royalty-free music. I was trying to talk Steve into serenading us with his guitar music. He didn't go for it. So, but sometimes I feel like I just sit here in the quiet and it gets a little boring for me, and I can't even imagine for you guys if it's boring for you to just sit there watching me color. Okay, there's those three. So the first 36 colors I'm coloring are from the tritone sets. So we'll get those in. Oh, is it getting louder? Yeah, we need to know if you think it's too loud or if it's okay. All right. So do we have any guesses how long it's going to take me to swatch 860 pencils? 010003114. Janet and Steve, Camilla from Sweden here. The music is fine. And Lindsay says it's not boring. You have a soothing voice. Oh, thank you. I'm hoping that this will be even more soothing. Kind of like when I turn on Bob Ross to take a nap. They can come on and watch me swatch and take a nap if they want. I wouldn't be offended if you wanted to take a nap while I'm swatching. I wouldn't be offended. So I'll have my head down swatching, and then I'll look up and read a few comments. That's probably what I'll end up doing. Oh, we could even switch the camera view ever so often here. There. So you can see how this is going here. Ooh. I was actually quite pleased by the music I found on YouTube that was royalty free.
Yeah. There
was quite a variety. So we'll see how we like it. Alright, so the trick here is going to be not wearing out my poor hand swatching 860 some odd pencils. But this is really going to give me a good feel, don't you guys think, of the different brands. Going through and swatching absolutely all of them. I think I'm going to get a really good feel for them. Alright, lay those down. Let's go to these three next. $83. And then this one is 121. Let's move that out of the way now. 072. Janice says, I like your nails. Oh, thank you. Let's see if I can get them in the camera. Oh, that's the camera. I was looking at the wrong. I have all these monitors going. I'm going to be confused for a minute. Good balance of your voice and music. Okay, good. We kind of put the speaker right below the microphone. So hopefully it will catch mostly my voice and not so much the music. That was the thinking. That was Steve's idea. He's my visual tech guy. So we'll see how much I can get done here before I have to sign off. And then we'll come back after my son has had his game. Okay. This is the Arteza pencils, yep. So I have to swatch all 120 of them before we can move on to the next brand, which is the next Arteza brand. I have 2 Arteza pencils that we'll be swatching, 2 lines of Arteza watercolor pencils. So Arteza has 2 contestants for the Battle of Watercolor Pencils. Okay, next 2, 3. Italy, we have Alessandro from Italy. Welcome. Derwent ink tints. Yes, they are on the list for the Battle of the Watercolor Pencils. I know technically they're not watercolor, but I figured if I didn't include them, I would look kind of foolish. So I'll explain that when I do the review of them, that they're technically not watercolor. I think there's a couple in the group that are technically not watercolor, like the Graphitint are technically not watercolor. So, but they're so popular, like the Derwent ink tints, that they kind of need to be included, don't you guys think? So, yeah. We could call it the Battle of the Water-Soluble Pencils, but that seems sort of like a mouthful. And I think most people are going to be searching, like a Google search, for watercolor pencils. So I don't want them to miss this big epic video I'm making if I name it something too obscure. So that's my thinking on the name. Okay, now we'll go to these 3 pencils. We've got 2058, 020, 058, and 118. Let's see. Teresa says, a very long time. I took a few months and swatched forever. I think it's going to take me a long time. Don't stress doing all of them at once because it will drive you cuckoo and all the colors start to look the same. Yeah, I got the ink tints for Christmas, Mona says. Cool. And I have the ink tints in my Amazon cart, Lindsay says. Yeah, the ink tints are definitely some of our favorite pencils around here. They are beautiful and very unique because they are more permanent when they have been activated with water. So they are, and so intense. Their colors are very intense. So, and Teresa, I may have to push through and swatch them all. Not all today, but because we're trying to get that video filmed, the Battle of the Watercolors, and this is kind of like step 1 to get all of these filmed, all of these swatched, so that I can show them in that video. So that's part of the work of being a product reviewer. Sometimes you have to sit down and swatch 850 products in a go. But that's all right. I like my job. It's not so bad. And I'm grateful I can do my job from home, and that my job involves beautiful colors. That's not so bad. Okay. As long as my hand doesn't fall off while I'm doing it. Okay, 68. 70 and 144. We're doing pretty good here. I feel like we're moving through these pretty fast. These are the 36 from the tritones first, and then we'll move to the tin where the rest of them are and try to fly through those as fast as possible. I'm excited to swatch the woodless ones. I haven't even taken those out of the package yet, so I'm really curious how different they're going to be to these ones. I have no idea. It's going to be very interesting. So much to learn between all these brands, and then within the brands they each have something unique about them from line to line. Lots to learn. Okay, that's those three. Now, get these in here. I'll do these three. Let's see. What's the time here? It is almost 5:00 p.m. here. So that means I'm going to have to sign off really soon. My son's game, big important game, is at 5:00. So I have to be off the internet so he has the full bandwidth of the house internet for his big important game. All right. Let's see, I was wondering what paper is used for your watercolor swatch books using the watercolor paper option. Oh, I wish Steve was here. He popped out for a second and he could have typed it in for you, and I can't think of the brand right off. It might say it on our website if you go check it out. Okay, that was 008. 103. It's a very unique paper. It's pretty thin, so it can go through your printer, but it's still a true watercolor paper. It has sizing on it and everything, but it's very different from what most artists would expect out of a watercolor paper. So it's very unique. It gets the job done. But a true watercolorist might not be able to do every watercolor effect that they're used to on this type of paper. Okay, next three. We've got, I think that's the order they go in. 044, 089, and 143. Okay. If I miss your question or something, you can repeat it in the chat. I won't be offended. And like I said, we'll be coming back after I take a short break for my son's sake. I don't know how long the break is, to be honest. I don't know how long his game's going to take. If it's just like a 20-minute thing, or is it an hour-long thing? I don't know much about his game other than he's in the finals, and if he wins, he'll get scholarship money. Pretty cool. All right, that's good. Lindsay says, Steve, I watched the Gingerbread Man video and I laughed so hard I had tears. Please tell Jennifer it gave me much joy. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Oh, that was a hilarious coloring experience. Okay, now these three. What time is it? Oh, I've probably got about 4 more minutes before I have to get off of here. Okay. Again, I'm using the Micron PN pen on purpose here because it won't activate when we use water on this page. 093 And the PN on this means plastic nib, 141. The plastic nib is awesome because it doesn't seem to wear out as fast, especially when you're using the micron pen on a more textured paper. So I've shifted over to the plastic nibs on the micron pens as much as possible. There's not a whole lot of plastic nibs available through Micron. Okay. Steve's going to be showing up here in a second to tell me I need to shut down. So my plan is to go downstairs and cheer for my son and eat some dinner, and then come back and go live again to keep swatching as fast as my little hand will go. That's the plan. Okay. Next three. 101, 099, and 029. Let's see. Lan says, love your YouTube videos. Oh, thank you. Let's see. What game is your son playing? I can't remember the name. When Steve comes up, we'll ask him. He plays so many games, and this one's a relatively new one to him, a new game to him. It's not a new game. It's been around for a long time. But his high school team asked him to play it. They needed someone to play it. So he and his buddy are a team, and they started playing it and did really well. And so they're in the finals tonight for their high school team. It's pretty exciting. It's pretty cool that even though with all the other high school sports having to shut down because their sport is done on the computer, he can still compete. Okay, here we go. We've got 150, 004, and 111. Let's see. Wish him big luck. Thanks, Lindsay. What's for dinner? Probably leftovers. We made a instant pot meal with chicken and artichokes and tomatoes about 3 days ago with chicken breasts in it, and then we have it on top of rice, so we'll probably have that again. Today's like day 3. We made such a big batch. It's one of those awesome meals that you can make once and then keep eating for days, and makes your ingredients go farther. So that's probably what we'll eat tonight. Has a very Mediterranean taste to it. It's really yummy. Alright, I think this is the last one of the tritones. So at least we got all the tritones down. I feel pretty good about that. Amethyst, we're swatching the Artesas first. We're going alphabetically through my stash of brands that we're going to be doing for the Battle of the Watercolor pencils. Okay, we have white, and we need to swatch it on something black so we can see it. So I'm going to use a alcohol marker and cover this square with black ink so we have a black background, and then we'll be able to see it better like that, and then we'll be able to know what it does, how opaque the white is. Sounds like Steve's here. So Steve, what's the game that Carter's playing?
Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare. So we're going to sign off here, and I'll probably be back after Carter plays. I'll let you know how he does. He's pretty nervous, I think. He won't admit it, but I think he's pretty nervous. So hopefully he has a victory here and cashes in on some scholarship funds. And so we'll see you. I don't know how long it will be. I would guess about an hour. We'll see. And I'm going to go eat some leftovers and rest my hand, and we'll be back to swatch some more Arteza pens, or pencils. That's the plan. So thanks for joining me. Have a good dinner if you guys are going to go eat dinner too, and we'll see you all soon. Bye everybody.